And the Kashmir Freedom Movement exists to empower the people in their struggle for peace, social justice, and sovereignty. More in this report.
The Kashmiri Freedom Movement is one of the oldest freedom struggles in South Asia. It is also the world's most militarized zone. More than 1 million soldiers of Indian Army and paramilitary forces are trying to curb a freedom struggle which dates back to the 1930s. 1947 was year of independence for both India and Pakistan, but for Kashmiris, it was a year in which only masters were changed. The scenic Kashmir Valley, Ladakh and Jammu have been a territorial dispute between Pakistan and India for the past 71 years. Pakistan and India have fought 1 all-out and 2 limited wars on this issue. Pakistan supports Kashmiris' right to self-determination and plebiscite, which was promised to them and later endorsed by the UN resolution. The United Nations Security Council resolution of 1948 stated that the fate of Kashmir will be decided over UN-supervised plebiscite. Soon after the resolution, the conditions for holding a plebiscite were also laid down. The implementation of the resolution, however, has been lingering ever since, as India has consistently found ways for its delay. Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru stated in the Indian Parliament on June 26, 1952, that he fully supported plebiscite for Kashmiris, although his efforts never came to fruition.
Our pledge to the people of Kashmir, if you like, the people of this world, that this matter could be affirmed or cancelled by the people of Kashmir according to their wishes. We do not wish to win people against their will with the help of armed force, and if the people want to part company with us, they may go their own way and we shall go ours.
As opposed to what Nehru said, Kashmir was formally incorporated into the Indian Union in 1957. It was granted a special status under Article 370 of India's constitution. After that, India refused what it had committed internationally and started calling Kashmir its integral part. The fight for self-determination between Kashmiri freedom fighters and Indian forces continues to date. Furthermore, India has used high-handed approaches to control any discontent Kashmiris dare express. Indian-occupied Kashmir has become a curfew zone. Kashmiris are beaten and humiliated in different parts of India, and doors of progress have been closed for Kashmiris. In July 1988, a series of demonstrations and strikes gave it more force. India used brutal force to control freedom struggles, but after the martyrdom of Burhan Wani in 2016, the second Intifada started, which has become a big nightmare for the Indian state. More than 100,000 Kashmiris have been martyred, thousands are missing, and around 22,900 women have been raped since 1989. Indian security forces have taken sadism to new highs. The Indian Army and paramilitary forces use pellet guns to counter protests. These pellet rounds are fired aiming at faces, and as a result, hundreds of Kashmiris have lost their eyes. Meanwhile, the world largely remains silent on the issue of resolving Kashmir's fate. Unless the global community steps up and makes serious efforts, Kashmir will continue to bleed and will remain a big question mark on the civilized world's silence on the Kashmir issue.